Snapshots by Crown the Goldfish. From, no date. Don't know how old this one is. Who cares? Alright. The prompt for this story, this is a series of one-shots, is Ash's self-pleasuring, and Clement, I don't know, catches him. It was late. Of course Clement was up. He was working on some invention, sitting down in the lobby of the Pokemon Center where they were staying. Pokemon Center? I thought they were just called Poke Center. No, it's Pokemon Center.
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever. He had the tendency to get extremely involved in his work, and the price he paid was the small amount of sleep he actually managed to get each night. It was worth it, however, as the nighttime was usually when Clement was most productive. Maybe it was the quiet, calm atmosphere, or maybe it was the fact that there were usually little distractions and interruptions. There was just something about the night. When he felt his eyelids drooping, he decided it was time to go to bed. This usually happened around 3 a.m. or so, save for the odd night or two when he'd get so involved that he would pull an all-nighter. Clement almost always regretted those, but even Nurse Joy had fallen asleep behind the counter. It was time for Clement to do the same. He headed back up to where they were staying. He stopped to open the door to the room he and Ash were sharing. Expecting silence, the blonde raised a confused eyebrow when... The blonde. Maybe like the blonde boy, the blonde young man. The blonde roast. I don't know.
James Blonde.
I wish I had some blonde roast. The blonde raised a confused eyebrow when he was not met with such. Instead, muffled noises could be heard from behind the door. They sounded a lot like Ellipsy. I hate when.
They sounded a lot like what?
I hate this style of writing. They sound a lot like.
Stop insinuating.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just tell me already.
Like Ash left the TV on. Okay, that's what it sounded like. That was it. He left the TV on. That was odd. Ash didn't usually... The next few minutes were spent going back and forth between worst-case scenarios and denial. What if he was... Serena? No, it's probably the TV. What if he was drowning in the bathtub? It's probably some movie. Finally deciding to slowly enter the room, Clement quietly unlocked the door and moved to open it, but it was stuck, so he began pushing on it. The door opened a lot faster than he would have liked to, and his blue eyes were met with the image of Ash laying on the fully made bed, dick in one hand and Clement's shampoo bottle in the other. There it is.
Okay. Straight up.
He wasn't sure why Ash had his shampoo, and he could only draw two conclusions. Either he shoved it up his ass, or was turned on by the scent of the blonde's hair.
Who's the blonde? Is Clement?
Yeah, he's blonde. The blonde? There's a picture up there.
All right.
Note to self, buy a new bottle of shampoo. But back to the penis. This encounter was more awkward than nothing. This was, Ash, after covering his eyes and noticing that Clement was staring at him, panicked and threw the shampoo bottle on the floor, where it oozed and squirted out everywhere. He reached to cover himself with a blanket, only to find that he was laying on every blanket in the room. His hat did the job. Clement could only gawk. I can explain. Please do. I like you, Clement. Be glad that I like you too, Ash. The next morning, Clement awoke with one peculiar thought in mind. Ash's dick tasted strangely like shampoo. You know, it's funny how much, this guy,
yeah,
or gal, put a lot of effort into, the setup.
Yes,
everything you read right up into back to the penis, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's kind of well written, other than, the blonde this and the blonde that. It's not terrible. Bad. It's actually semi-well written. And then it just goes to hell.
Yeah, immediately. They just gave up. As soon as it says back to the penis, it's that's it. That's the end of the story.
I'm going to assume that this person is...
uncomfortable with penis.
Yeah, I think they're maybe an aspiring writer, and maybe they write somewhat often. Maybe they've taken some classes. Maybe they got A+ in English. But, they're like, hey, I'm going to write some random stories, and you give me prompts. And, of course, it's Tumblr. So someone was like, 10-year-old boys being gay together, because...
Tumblr.
Young boys and homosexuals. That's the in thing. So... put them
together. It's never an in thing, Andy.
Dude, have you ever been to Tumblr?
No.
Massive fetishization of young boys and homosexuals.
Oh.
So anyway.
How does that not get caught by the pedophile police?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, I shouldn't say that's all of Tumblr. Obviously, that's a broad generalization, but it's a thing.
That's a thing, yeah.
But anyway, they were probably like, okay, well, I said I would, so I have to. And then they write this, nice story, this nice setup, and they're like, and then gay sex happens. There you go. That's what you wanted.
Yeah, because the whole thing is a setup for the one line at the end. Ash's dick tasted strangely like his shampoo.
Yeah, I know. It's
that is the heart of the story that they've summed down to one sentence, and everything was a build up for that one line. But it's not really a joke.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's okay. You caught me jerking off, so I'm gonna explain by saying I like you, and then we're assuming hardcore gay sex. But I don't know. I figure like maybe more detail could have got in there. He could have been like, I just
turned straight into like an actual critique.
Well,
listen now.
I just like
here's how you can make your gay story better.
It's like well, yeah. It's just like, oh, I was just masturbating. No big deal. Why do you have my shampoo? I like the smell of it. It's you use women's shampoo. I like the smell of it, right? And he's like,
totally.
Is that really the reason? As Clement slowly crept closer, and he's like, yes, it is. And Ash's dick grew harder under the hat as Clement got closer, and the smell of the shampoo.
Ash's hat slowly rose off his legs.
Clement,
as he leaned in to whisper something into his ear,
sat on the edge of the bed and edged closer, tickling Ash's thighs, and like he easily could have.
Clement rested his hand on Ash's thighs. As Ash sat up, Clement whispered something into his ear. As he did so, Ash could smell the shampoo faintly on his blonde hair. Gay sex. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay.
All right, whatever. He then ran to his room and hid the ring as best as he could. Jess, said James as he walked up to Jessie, little kid style. I was wondering. Jessie looked at him funny. Hi, James, she said. I've been looking for you. Oh, well, James put his hand in his pocket to retrieve the ring he had placed in it. Oh, shit! What's wrong? I gotta go. The bathroom. James ran away to go look for the ring. Suddenly he saw Butch laughing in the corner. What did you do to my ring, Butch?